Start the recording and then I'll. All right. Okay. Hello. Thanks for joining. And if you're watching this later, I hope you're doing well. We're going to get started. I would recommend having a comfy space, maybe a yoga mat or a blanket, or just somewhere you could maybe lie down if you want to. It could be on your bed or on your couch. That is good too. I would also go ahead and grab, have like a journal nearby, some water or some tea, something to drink. And I think that's all. So yeah, we'll go ahead and dive right in. We're going to start with a guided meditation, and then we'll move a very little bit, very gently. And then I'll talk about what's happening this full moon. And then we'll share and we'll talk about our own charts. And we'll talk about what's happening for us if we want to. And we'll go ahead and do all that. I want to remind everybody that there is a workbook that Sierra's created called the Wheel of the Year. And there's some really great stuff in there for this full moon. I was checking it out before, and there's some really good journaling prompts and just good questions to reflect over September in general. So yeah, happy full moon in Pisces. And yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. So whenever you're ready, just find a comfortable position for your body. You can sit on a chair, a pillow on the floor, or even lie down. So wherever you are, make sure your body feels supported. If you feel safe in your space, close your eyes or simply lower your gaze as if you're dimming the lights in your house. This is a guided meditation on strengthening our intuition. Breathe in through the nose, long, deep, and slow. Open the mouth and let it go. Do that one more time. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Continue breathing at your own pace. Relax your jaw. Soften the shoulders. Starting from the crown of your head, slowly release tension throughout your entire body. Start with your face, the neck, the shoulders, the tops of the arms, the elbows, the bottom of the arms, the hands, the fingers, the solar plexus, the diaphragm, the lower belly, the hips, the tops of the legs, the knees, the bottom of the legs, the ankles, the feet, the toes. Feel your entire body let go. The full moon illuminates the excess and shows us where we need to release. Our intuition guides us to make the decision we need in order to feel lighter. Visualize yourself standing on the edge of a clear blue ocean. The water's open. It's nighttime. The moon is shining on the waters. It's dark, but you can see your reflection in the moonlight. You wade into the water. First with your feet, then your legs. Feel the cool water. Eventually, you wade in all the way, going deeper, deeper, and eventually going under. You swim to the bottom, resting here. Take a deep breath in. You are supported by the ocean floor. You are suspended in the water. You are weightless. Breathe in. Breathe out. Here, you're connected to the ocean system. Your body merges with the water. You can feel the universal wisdom flowing through you as you sink deeper. Here, in this dark, quiet space, we are able to listen to ourselves. By tuning inwards, we strengthen our intuition. We quiet the mind. We open channels of communication. They're not loud. They're quiet. They require peace and silence. The more time we spend here, suspended, weightless, the more connected we feel. I now offer you these affirmations. Repeat them in your mind or say them out loud. My body holds infinite wisdom. I trust my intuition. I am never alone. I am eternally connected to divine love. Slowly start to bring your awareness back to your space. Return to your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes and take a full body stretch. Blink open your eyes. Return to the room. May we all drink from the infinite well of compassion. Thank you. From here, we'll gently go ahead and make your way onto the yoga mat or the carpet, wherever, and we'll lie down. And we're going to take fish pose. So lie down on your back, and if you have a bolster or a block or something that you can set in between your shoulder blades. Sorry, I forgot to tell you to get that earlier. But go ahead and set that at whatever height feels comfortable, or if you don't have that, that's totally fine. You just prop yourself up on your elbows like this, like you're just lounging at the beach. So go ahead and get yourself set up, and whenever you're ready, just gently recline. And if it feels good and you can keep breathing and keep open through the head, you can relax back here. Take a couple of full deep breaths, deep belly breaths in this pose. You feel like a fish, like the Pisces fish. Go ahead and take 3 more deep breaths here. And from here, you can take that block or bolster or support you have and go all the way flat on your back. And we're going to come into pigeon pose on our backs. So go ahead and make a figure 4. Cross your ankle. I have my right ankle over my left knee. And if this stretch feels good, stay here. And if you want a deeper stretch, you can lift up that left foot and hook your hands either behind the left thigh or on top of the left shin. And you feel that stretch in your right hip here. And while you're here, since you have easy access to your right foot, go ahead and touch it. And give yourself a nice warm foot massage. Loving foot massage on your feet. Pisces represents the feet if you're into medical astrology. So we're going to give our feet some extra love here. Our feet carry us through so much. And my feet kind of hurt right now. So you take 3 more breaths wherever you are. And then you can release from this pose and switch to the other side. So I'm going to put my left ankle on my right thigh here. And you can stay here or lift the right foot off the floor. So my left hip feels a lot tighter than my right hip, which is usually the case. So if it feels different, don't worry. And don't forget about your foot here too. Yeah, a nice squeeze. Keep those deep belly breaths going here. Your next exhale, go ahead and lower that foot down if you've lifted. And release all the way down. Full body stretch here. Inhale. And exhale, we're gonna turn over to one side. Just resting here for a moment. When you're ready, and then come up. Take a seat, and yeah, let's talk about the full moon. Come up closer to your eyes. Okay. How are we doing, everyone? You good? Okay, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to give a rundown on the harvest full moon in Pisces. It's called the harvest moon because it's September, and it's always the harvest moon. Full moon in September will always be harvest moon. Traditionally, it's time of harvest, right? We're almost at the end of summer. So, this would be time that you're gathering the last of like your really summery crops. If you have a garden right now, I don't know, I have like the last of my tomatoes and peppers, and things are starting to kind of transition into fall weather. And I don't know, we've been having some hot weather here in Indiana recently, but it should be cooling down soon and we won't have those summer vegetables anymore. So harvest moon. And Pisces. So we're in Virgo season right now. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the Virgo Pisces axis and that polarity. Because I think of all the signs, all of the dual signs on the wheel, opposite from one another. I think Virgo and Pisces might be the most different. The energy of Virgo is so concise, it's so analytical. Just thinking about a Virgo and a Pisces together hanging out is hilarious to me, because Pisces would just be like off, like probably doing some crazy stuff, like dreaming up some crazy stuff, and Virgo's like, wait, like how are you gonna actually do that? And you're messing all my things up and you're making a mess, and like the two together is really funny. But also, if you can combine the energies, and like if Virgo wants to follow Pisces around and write down all of their cool, awesome dreams and ideas, and Pisces will sit down and organize their thoughts with Virgo, and some really, really amazing magic can be made. So these two signs are very different, but I think the uniqueness of them together makes it extra, extra potent for magic, for creating magic. So yeah, Pisces is a water sign. It's a mutable water sign. It's also the last sign of the zodiacal wheel. And I just love that, because Pisces it's neither here nor there. It's ethereal. It's very mystical. I kind of think of it as, because there's a lot of like fun, loving, playful energy in Pisces, but I think it's like like a grandmother, like an older person, grandmother, grandfather, who has gotten so old that they don't care anymore, and they just play with their grandchildren, and they are back to how they were when they were a child. And that's life cycle there. Pisces is at the end about to, we've transcended human existence, with Aquarius being right before. We've been at the highest point where we are in humanity and collaboration and looking out for each other. And now we're here moving on to the next cycle. So that's Pisces in a nutshell. And having the full moon here is going to be very emotional. It's going to be very fluid. You might feel like you're up and down all over the place. It really is, I think, collectively affecting us all. There's also, I'm going to talk about a couple of the transits that's happening with the other planets in the moon. So we have Neptune currently in Pisces right now, and Neptune is Pisces' planetary ruler. So that means that Neptune is Pisces' planet. So Neptune is at home in Pisces. Neptunian qualities are also very dreamy, very bottom of the sea, kind of like Poseidon-ish vibes, like very hard to grasp, like the water like slipping through your fingers, or up in the sky, like cannot pin it down type of kind of confusing, almost energy, foggy, cloudy. So the moon passing over Neptune, it just might make things feel a little confusing. It might make your dreams feel very wild and out there. And so with all of this type of kind of really out there mystical energy, just I would say keep track of what you're thinking right now. Really use that Virgo energy to write it all down, process it, get it all out, get it out of your head, because that will make it less confusing. At least when you look back, you'll be like, oh, that's what was going on. It may not feel less confusing now, but in a couple months when you can look back at that. So keep track of how you're feeling right now. Yeah, because there's a lot of like watery energy going on with the moon being in Pisces and Neptune also being in Pisces, and how connected those two are. So I think that's all I have to say about this transit. I wanted to talk about here in a couple days, we'll move out of Virgo season and we'll move into Libra season, right? So I just love that it's happening on the fall equinox, and Libra is the scales and balance, and I don't know, that synchronicity just, yeah, I love it. So we'll be shifting gears here in a couple days, and the moon is making a trine to Venus right now, so that's really great for your relationships. Venus is in Scorpio, the moon is in Pisces. Again, heavy water influences right now, but the moon trine Venus is a very romantic transit, and it can help you kind of clarify some things in your relationships, or maybe even begin some new romances. And then the moon will move on to make a sextile to Saturn the day after the full moon on Tuesday, the 21st. So the moon is kind of hitting all the major planets. I mean, the moon moves so fast, but these are all really good transits. So a sextile is positive, a trine is positive. Those allow for good flow and good energy. And usually a sextile or a trine will be in the same element. So the moon, trine, Venus, those are both in water elements right now. And the moon is sextiling Saturn, which is in Aquarius right now. So yeah, it's also making a sextile to Pluto, but I wasn't really going to get into that because Pluto is way far out there. But to sum it up shortly, when any planet makes a connection to Pluto, it just means that we're going to uncover some deep shit. We're going to pull up some deep-seated either, memories or fears or insecurities, and they're going to come out and we're going to have to deal with them. So when we're thinking about this full moon, we should be thinking about what we want to release, and it's not going to be surface level stuff. It's going to be really, really kind of some deep stuff, you guys. Yeah. Which, I feel like we've been getting so much of this type of astrology this year, but it's just part of what's going on. We're just unearthing all the deep stuff. We're uncovering and digging so that we can just grow and move on and be a new version of ourselves. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of open it up to some sharing right now. If anyone wants to talk about, or do you want to journal first? Do you all want to journal first and then share? Maybe.
Yeah, so usually journaling first kind of brings some stuff up, maybe that then.
Yeah, I think that's a good, yeah. Yes. I'm like, I don't know, I've just been talking for a long time. So
You're perfect.
Yeah, okay, I have some journaling prompts for us. Let's go ahead and do that. Great, okay. Let me switch notebooks here. Okay, all right. So for our first journaling prompt, what did I begin 6 months ago that's coming to fruition now? What did I begin 6 months ago that's coming to fruition now? And I'm asking this question because 6 months ago was our last moon in Pisces. It was a new moon in Pisces in March. So what did I begin 6 months ago that's coming to fruition now? Okay, we'll go ahead and this is a question that it might be hard to remember what you were doing 6 months ago. So you might want to come back to this one and look up and go back in your notebooks or your, I don't know, sometimes I look at my pictures in my phone because my memory is literally that bad. But go back and take some time and see what you were up to and see if you can find any type of correlation. Okay, the next question, how is rest connecting me with my truest self? How can affirmations, prayer, and journaling help me sink deeper into my private processing? And I will type that into the chat because it's very long. Okay. How is rest connecting me with my truest self? How can affirmations, prayer, and journaling help me sink deeper into my private processing? Okay, go ahead and finish up. Cover your writing. Yeah, that last little thought. And I'm going to probably do one more. Okay. And in this one's kind of a follow-up to that one. In the midst of all of this processing and releasing, what is the light that doesn't go out? So in the midst of this releasing and processing, what is the light that doesn't go out? So what are you holding on to? What are you releasing? Is basically what this is asking. I'll go ahead and type this one out too. Okay, great. Go ahead and finish that last one up. And now we can share. Look at time. We're good on time. So, yeah, for the first one, did anybody notice anything connected about what was happening in March?
Yeah, kind of. It's a bit just like administrative in a way because we did just sign a 6-month lease when we got here, but we just moved to
Wow.
Eugene in March of this year, and now we're leaving. But it does feel a bit more energetically powerful than just leaving because we came here sort of like out of dire need. We just needed a place to stop, and our dog was really sick, and we picked Eugene, but not really. We just kind of picked the first place that we found, and we like it here a lot. But obviously, figuring out what we both need and what we both want, and now after this 6 months, we're like actively choosing, where we're going next. We're like, okay, this is what we want, and we're choosing, a different space for ourselves. So that was kind of cool. And I was like, oh wait, yeah, that was like exactly 6 months ago, and it's gone by so
Wow.
fast. But yeah, I don't know, it's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
pretty
for
cool.
me,
Sorry. Go ahead, Bethany.
so for me, I just looked. I was curious on my phone. I like went back and looked at March. I was like, what was really going on then? And like so much more than I even like began to write down. So I started school, my schooling program, and that's come into fruition because I just started my internship and I'm graduating in December. Stupid boy stuff coming to an end in March, and it was like Mercury shadow or whatever, like last week, and he crept back up in there and is like, "Do you still have my sweatshirt? Do you still have like not still there, like still there? Can I have my book back? Do you want to get together and talk about it?" It's like, no, not really. Just like testing me, And then kind of bigger than that. So my other grandma passed away in March. And I kind of like pushed a lot of that grief aside. And my other grandma just passed away yesterday morning. So the grief is like right on the surface for me right now. And I just like a lot of those like emotions are resurfacing and like just like demanding to be heard. Just like what is there to process? I just gotta like feel through it. Like I don't have a choice but to feel through it. And that just kind of blew my mind. I was just like, wow, what's with that?
I didn't even
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that was 6 months ago. But you're right. I remember.
It was 6 months ago that happened. And then yeah, it was the day before yesterday. My mom's mom just passed away. So, but yeah,
I'm so sorry, Beth.
it's okay. I'm sitting with it. I'm sitting with it right now. My mom was in Wales when it happened, so that's all I can really ask for is that she was able to be there with her sister and be with my nan while it was happening. But I'm just like, wow, what the fuck is going on right now? There's just like so much. There's so much. And then to answer the question, like, what is the light that doesn't go out? Like, I only wrote one word down. I was just like, it's family, like that. That has been like my support system. That has been my life through this like whole year and this whole process. It's like I'm really blessed to have like such a strong like support system that I do have with my family. because I know not everybody is like blessed with having a close family, even though they're across the ocean. Wales, they're right here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, I love you, Bethan.
I love you too.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Be here.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. Thanks for letting me share.
But I agree with that. The light that doesn't go out. Yeah, I just kept seeing like support system or like the light within all of us connecting and holding each other. And just, yeah, having our support system. For sure.
Yeah.
I know I put me. So funny, you guys are talking about like, my family. I was like, it's me. I'm like, I'm still here.
That's valid.
Sometimes it does feel that way though. You're like, wow, I'm still here, like against all odds.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. Mine was more self-reflective too. I was like, oh yeah, my passions and my gifts, even though other stuff might get hard and I feel like I don't know what I'm doing most of the time, I do still feel like, I know what like my dharma is, and that can be my thing. So yeah, this side of the screen we were very like egocentric in a way. You guys are like, yeah, family. But
So
Good
love
job,
it.
wave over here, man. Flicker.
Riding the wave.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But, what did you guys think about here, Sarah? I'm gonna call you out on this one because you haven't really shared yet. What did you put for the second one about rest?
dive. Oh gosh. Honestly, I didn't really go too deep into it because I'm currently resting, and I've been actually giving myself a lot of permission to rest recently and letting things fall away that don't serve me. Like, I'm quitting jobs left and right. Like, I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, doing things that don't reflect my worth. I'm just done. There's more out there. So giving myself permission to rest gets me closer to like my purpose, my dharma. Like, when you say no to something, that leaves room to say yes. So yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Amazing. Yeah, I agree. I don't really give a fuck anymore either. I'm about to quit a job too. So yeah, I'm about to quit a nannying job that is like not serving me. Like it's too much energy, and I have this other opportunity at an actual like daycare. Yeah, Bethan knows. Bethan set me up with it.
Oh, wait.
And
So
it's
you're going to that one, or are you quitting that one?
I'm staying there because they're amazing. The whole program is amazing. Kelsey's amazing. And I'm leaving. I have like a side, like private nanny gig. It's actually like in your neighborhood. It's on House Street, Bethan. But it's the kids are just such different ages, and one is like a baby, like a 1-year-old baby, and he has an almost 5-year-old sister, and she just wants me to like entertain her, and I have to take care of the baby, and I'm with them for 8 hours alone all day, and it's just not a great setup. I've been like trying to give it time and space, but like every time I leave there, I was like listening to my body, and I was like, I don't feel like my body feels bad right now. So I'm gonna leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm getting really good at saying no, and kicking people out.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, yeah, dude.
ruthless with my energy right now and just like setting boundaries and just like advocating for myself and getting so much better at time management and like making space for rest.
Yes.
Like, hell yeah.
Love.
Get the fuck out of my house. I gotta go to bed.
Yeah.
It's time.
Love it.
Fuck.
I love that.
Like,
Oh my gosh.
been
You
like
guys gotta teach me how to do this shit. I'm terrible at it.
It's like
Mine's
that
more with
big-
like work and to do stuff. Like I'll create time for myself to rest, and then somehow I'll like find something else for me to do, and I'm like, oh fuck, like I was supposed to not be doing anything, but still learning.
Yeah.
Mm,
For sure.
well, amazing. Oh my gosh, thank you all for sharing. Yeah, you're all amazing. Okay, so we have like maybe 10 more minutes at the end, and I wanted to leave some space for you to ask questions about your own chart if you want to know like where's this full moon affecting me. Go. If you're watching the replay and you're wondering this, you can check out the affirmations that Sierra and I created on Instagram, or you can just message me. You can find me on the Slack group, or you can find me on Instagram at Morgan Le Fay Astrology and just like chat me up. And then we can exchange like emails or phone numbers and then connect that way. So yeah, does anyone say I know all of your astrology? You all are really dear friends of mine. I can't remember your rising sign, Bethan.
my rising
Your Aries moon
is Virgo.
What's your rising sign?
Virgo.
Virgo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you're Virgo. Okay.
Virgo rising. Leo.
Okay. So here, I'll just start with you. Cool. Economy going on that Virgo Pisces axis. And so Pisces is going to be in your 6th house of work, body, daily routines, all things. It's actually all things Virgoan. 6th house is ruled by Virgo. So that's interesting that you have Pisces there. Because oh, oops, I counted wrong. I lied because Virgo's the 1st house. If you had Virgo in the 2nd house, it would be that way. Sorry. It's in your 7th house. Sorry, that's relationships. Are you feeling like relationships are, you're releasing relationships, or you're just talking about setting boundaries? This full moon will be relational for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, either personal or work, or probably leaning towards more intimate. And the 7th house is intimate relationships.
Not a whole lot going on there right now.
Also, just cooperations, like collaborations, is here too.
Yeah.
So,
I've been kind of looking at just like energy exchanges, like within the friendships that I do have, and like noticing like balance or like imbalance, and like where do I need to like let off the gas, like into some relationships, and like giving too much of myself, or just protecting myself, because I give way too much of myself, like way too easily. I'm like, here, have my whole heart. Just take it.
I know. You Leos, you all do that. It is such a Leo thing to do. It is.
Like, cut it out and just like give it to someone.
All 3 of you. Oh my gosh, this is me as an Aquarius attracting Leos. Yeah.
You have our heart.
I'll take it. I love it. I'm honored. The best energy, in my opinion. In my humble, non-biased opinion. raised by 2 Leos over here.
Raised by 2 Leos over there.
Fucking best. Like. Okay. Anyway, other astrology themed questions. I mean,
Morgan, I've been having a lot of like, okay, so I have a Pisces moon. I've been having a lot of like creative dreams. Like Saturday night, I woke up multiple times with ideas for things. Just woke up, had it, went back to sleep, woke up, had it. Like my wedding color scheme. Like, what? Yeah, just like out of nowhere. And I was like, oh my God, that's beautiful. Okay.
I know. I'm like, please share. What are these downloads you're getting?
I don't know. Like it's like
Downloads.
an idea for like a pizza topping. It's like so weird. Oh, and that reel that I made today, that came in my dream. I was like, okay.
That was awesome.
That's
Like,
so
I guess I'm gonna do that today.
Yes, dream downloads. I
Dream
love it.
downloads, like big time.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have anything to say about that except that's really cool. And you have a Pisces moon, so like you're already psychic, and so you're just it's just happening now. You're just take harness that energy because you're always capable of that. Having a Pisces moon, especially. So that Pisces full moons are so gravitational. So it's like probably pulling the ideas out of you.
Oh, I love that.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, I love that so much. Yeah.
Yeah. All about like the elemental stuff, like what energy is pulling here and there. I mean, yes. So yeah. I can't remember what house you have Pisces in. If you're Sag rising, it's gonna be your fourth house. So that's very like foundational ancestry, like family. So, and that's really beautiful that you have your moon there, actually, because that just makes you very like healing for your family, basically.
Yeah.
Which I totally see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big time healing in the fam.
For sure.
Yeah.
I know where my Pisces is.
What's happening in your Pisces area? Do you know what house your Pisces in?
I think it's 7th. That's what CoStar tells me.
Oh, okay. Well, it can be 7th. I use whole sign, which it'd be like you'd be on the 7th and 8th house axis.
Yeah.
For Pisces. But if we look at the 8th house, that's the house of transformation and change. It's ruled by Scorpio, traditionally. So I find if you right, which is your sun. And so I find that if you look at the houses and you like remember what sign that house rules, it's a lot easier to remember what the houses mean. So 8th house is the Scorpio house. And so it's kind of like hidden, being brought up, like finding out the truth, really wanting to just like intensely know things. So so that is where the moon's passing through. And so yeah, I mean, it sounds like you're finding out where you want to be. Like literally physically, where you want to be.
Yeah. At least
Yeah.
for the next year. Who knows? In the year after that, we're very like seat of our pants people. Who the fuck knows where we're gonna end up?
Yeah.
So,
Right. Yeah, and that's probably your fourth house, being where your sun is, which is your fourth house is where you live, and so your sun being there means that you could change that a lot. That might change for you a lot. But the moon passing through your 8th house, I just want to say that can be like a heavier transit. The 8th house and the 12th house are like heavier things, heavier subjects, like death is here in the 8th house, grief is here in the 8th house. So that doesn't mean that that's going to happen for you when the moon passes through there, but it just means it might like bring up feelings of that, or like similar, like some kind of aspect of that in your life is like lighting up, being like, hey, like I want some attention, like here. So yeah. Yeah, take care. I always say take extra care when you're having 8th and 12th house transits. Be like extra gentle with yourself. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Mo. This is so great.
Yes,
Thank you. Thank you. It's really like synchronistic for me because I have Pisces in my 5th house, which is like creative expression.
Mm.
So I'm really feeling,
Yeah.
really feeling creative. I've been really feeling like, yeah, anything that's not like creatively fulfilling for me, I'm not interested in right now. So I just want to like play
Flowing.
and yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Well, that's all I have for you ladies. Yeah, thank you so much for joining. I love you all. If you're watching this recording, I love you too. And I hope to connect with you in, I almost said in person, probably not in person, but over the internet.
Yeah, great. I'll tag you
Yeah.
tomorrow morning in Slack and I'll post the recording in Slack, and then anyone who missed it, I'll tag you in it. So if you want your personalized insights, you can just shoot Morgan a message, and she'll take care of you there. And our fall equinox rituals on Wednesday, because there's like so much magic happening this week. So we're
So
gonna
much
do,
magic.
yeah, we're gonna do some yoga, some journaling. I'm gonna talk about like altar building and ritual around the fall equinox, and then I have like a super cool visualization meditation that I think is gonna be really rad. And yeah, and then it's October, and then it's the season of the witch, and then who knows what we're gonna do? It's gonna get wild. So
Yeah.
okay, well, good night, everybody.